Hello all. Just a quick message. This week's episode's got some really weird audio in it because Steve left his extension cord for his hot tub outside during a thunderstorm. So halfway through the recording, we just had a blackout, which you'll see coming up. But it meant that the audio recording wasn't from our microphones. We had to take it from the cameras. So sorry about the bad audio, but blame Steve. Send him hate mail. Throw garbage at him in the streets, anything you want. We completely agree with that ethos. Enjoy the episode.
That'll do. Quick before anything else happens.
Yeah. Wow, it's got very hot very quickly, hasn't it?
Yeah.
This is, yeah. I wasn't joking when I said we could do it outside or in the ice bath or hot tub or something.
I've got an ice bath.
We've got ice, got a bath. Hot tub. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Right.
It's not going to be like this forever.
Just keep the energy up. Energy.
Oh, you're going to yawn, aren't you? Because of bloody... Oh, the warmth.
I wasn't going to, but now you say it.
Oh, no.
No, I kind of want to.
Just saying yawn makes you yawn, does it? Okay.
Alright.
Whoa, so yeah, we have episode 202.
202.
202. Now that I've officially got intro written in my notes, I might start writing the episode number as well. So I don't think we jump around. No, we never really jump unless we plan all these things. Well, unless it'll be like episode ? For special episodes. Isn't this fun? So we're on YouTube. If you want more of this and you like our faces, you haven't seen our faces, you can see our faces if you want on YouTube, like and subscribe and all that shit. We've got an Amazon banner. This is the end. This is how I'm going to keep the energy up.
Just get angry. Anger, it's good. It's good. It keeps the energy up in the hot weather.
Great for your Amazon banner. If you want to support us, if you're feeling like free, it's a free way to support us. If you go to our website, www.politicpodcast.com. It's very hot. This is escalating very quickly.
Yeah.
There's an Amazon banner in the top right. Click on it before you go to Amazon, and whatever you buy will get a kickback. I've also got a note here. It's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Genuinely got that written down.
Oh, right.
Oh, you got a Toby. Slide in.
Toggle.
That's a reference back to something that wasn't that funny in the first place.
No.
Isn't this going to be a great episode? Yeah, it is fucking hot.
It's warm. To be fair, if we'd been doing this yesterday, I'd have said no. Yesterday was, to me, was far worse.
Yeah. But have you had the thunderstorms?
Yes, for the last 2 nights.
Not like great ones. They've just been very long and very lots of lightning.
Really, like, they felt kind of biblical. I wish there was, like, more rain. Like, I like that kind of
it was dry and everything, wasn't it?
But, like, I've never known so much lightning.
Yeah. Like, constantly, every minute went by, it was like, oh, there's been like 3 flashes.
Yeah. But you want more thunder, more drama.
I just had fans blasting at me to keep me cool, so I didn't really hear that much going on.
No.
So just kind of chilled.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a very quick intro. It's the quickest intro we've It's the quickest intro we've had. Sorry, Steve just went a little bit comatose as he leant back in his squeaky chair. Yeah, so episode 202, let's try and... It doesn't feel like we've started. We've done the intro.
We've started, alright.
I'm not starting again! Yeah, got to figure out what to do with this extra heat.
Yeah.
Did I talk to you about high energy levels?
When?
On the pod?
Bugle.
Talking about... Yeah, I've written it down. It's written down.
Alright.
Bugle.
When I know, I'll know. Bugle.
Yeah. But I've spoken to you about my current theory about my levels of energy. Partly, I think it was related to, like, I said last week or the week before, I've been told I'm quite hard to read. So I started dating again. People are like, oh, you're quite hard to read. Do you actually like me? It's like, you know, I don't like anybody. Okay. No, but I think it's because I've got a lot of mental energy.
Yeah.
To the point of, like, I need... If I start talking to you about something I'm passionate about, it's kind of... Yeah, it's like, let's talk about big and, like, energetic, and that's why I like screaming. It's got all this energy to get out. And I genuinely think it's because I've got a lot of testosterone, I think.
Yeah.
Only because I'm hairy. And I've always thought that was because, like, I swam in cold pools when I was a kid. My body went, better get some hair then. But if you look back on my life, I think there's been a lot of testosterone-required venting, so... Yeah. Maybe that's a thing. So it could be a testosterone thing, could just be a ridiculous, stupid thing. But I've got a lot of mental energy, and that can be overwhelming and intimidating to some people.
Yeah.
So, like, if you went on a first date with someone and they just started telling you how much they hate something, like some people are like, oh, you know, I don't like Friends.
Yeah.
Like, no, but I'll be like, no, I hate Friends. Just really lash out at stuff. So, I think
That doesn't seem hard to read to me. Like, Moby Dick, that's hard to read. War and Peace, that's really hard to read. You're just big and you hate things. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but-
not hard to read.
no, but I don't want to show people the hatred.
Right.
Like, there's a few people who've said, like, I can't imagine you angry. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, no, it's a huge part of me. But when getting to know somebody, it's the same like first meeting introduction people.
Yeah.
Unless I'm in a certain environment, I'll be polite. And
Yeah.
that politeness is being as stable as possible. Which isn't my natural setting.
Yeah.
So, after that realisation, I thought maybe I should start embracing the unstable side a little bit more. There are reasons why I went more stable, just consciously. It was like, well, I need to stabilise some parts of my life.
Yeah.
But maybe I've gone too stable.
Right.
I haven't yelled at anybody in public for a while.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's very enjoyable for me, and I feel like it's more socially acceptable now to scream in public at people for doing stuff. I think there's some stuff. Oh yeah, there's stuff that goes into that later. But yeah, so I might start being more of a me.
You're going to be more unstable.
Yeah, more unstable. I think that's good. I
Yeah.
think it's more opportunity.
I think it's a big acting thing to take a personality trait and sort of physicalise it. So if you're like, oh, I want to be unstable, like just chop your foot off.
Yeah, just start, inject yourself with cement or something and just stop hopping around everywhere. No, but I think I've been I guess how I would phrase it, I've been very much, because I'm very under control, apart from all my problems, but like mental problems, but very, very under control in terms of being sensible, and I think it's about time I stopped trying to keep that under wraps as much and try and get into it a little bit more, so we'll see what happens. Bugle. You watching any Netflixy stuff, any shows at the moment? Lockdown kind of inspired some people watching some shows.
I mean, we're watching a bunch of things, but like
A bunch of things.
anything like what are you getting at?
Is there anything good that you're doing with your spare time? There's not many good shows that I've seen at the moment. There's been good, a few trashy shows. There's one I'll get into at the moment.
I mean, there's some that are coming back now that we've been watching for a few years, like Good Girls and
Good Girls.
yeah.
Is that like Gilmore Girls? But
No, so it's like it's like Breaking Bad, but with the woman from Mad Men.
okay, the abortion television.
I never
series
watched
on
Mad Men. I just know she was a big part of it.
Is
Secretary,
she blonde? Secretary.
ginger hair.
Okay, yeah. The Handmaid's Tale. She's in that as
Yes,
well.
yeah.
No, she's really good. I
Yeah.
have no idea what the show is. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's great. So they just three single mothers that have no money and turn to a life of crime.
Oh. They made a good.
Not single mothers, but three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Fargo's coming back.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Excellent.
Apparently, it completely slipped under my radar. It was meant to come out in April, but they've screwed there because of pandemic-y stuff. They postponed it.
Oh, really?
So,
Fargo's normally an end of year kind of thing, isn't it?
well, the last series ended in 2017, which
Oh, wow.
is crazy. But when you think about it,
Yeah.
we were podcasting in your parents' house when that was happening.
Yeah. And to be fair, I don't think
And
I
you
watched
didn't watch
it
it
until
until-
last year.
So yeah, it comes out for the rest of us.
Hasn't been
pretty
as long a
soon.
wait for me.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I was like, oh god, it's gonna be great. And Chris Rock's the lead.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's a lot of cast in it, but Fargo's just the fucking best. Yeah, so I was like, oh yeah, no, that's gonna be really good. I think that's coming out in the next couple of, I think September, late September. It's like, oh, that's gonna be really good. But I've started watching through a lot of podcasts that are talking about it, comedy podcasts, but Dating on the Spectrum.
Oh, Vic's watches
Isn't
that.
Well, I think there's only one. It's like 5 episodes. I was surprised.
Yeah.
But all these kind of weird dating shit, and it's basically I think before it was the Undateables, which is like a channel.
Over
4.
here, yeah.
That I feel like that was better.
Yeah.
But it is very strange. I have a weird problem with those kind of shows because, as you can probably guess, Dating on the Spectrum is basically trying to help autistic people date, which I'm all for. That's not what I've got a problem with. But the way that it's done is it's It's really, really simplified, and sometimes you get the impression that maybe it's not what they actually want, it's just what they've been told they should have.
Oh, like a romance. You should have a partner. You should have a girlfriend.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that is what happened, but it's something that feels like from what they're talking about it. But that might just be a symptom of the condition if they don't fully understand the emotional aspects of it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I think a lot of people watch it for the Channel 4 documentary experience of we want to look at freaks, that kind of thing, which again just feels
positive,
bad.
Yeah.
But as a documentary, yeah, if you look at it as a reality show, it feels strange. But if you look at it as a documentary, I'm just like, no, this is why we should be more helpful towards people who struggle with these things. And okay, I'm all for that. But one aspect that the show does constantly, I don't know whether it's just a gimmick or if it's because I imagine some autistic people would watch this show to relate, to answer some questions, is whenever they introduce somebody, they always give these, they simplify the person down as much as possible. Like, this is Mark. Mark likes bubble wrap and the sound of Mongolian chicken. And he hates littering and blood tests. And it's just... And it's done in such a very specific audio way that I think it's meant for people who are just want to have an understanding of the plot or whatever's going on. But I just really like the idea of simplifying everything down to two things. What do you like? Two things. What do you dislike? Then we can't get on.
Yeah.
Because that's how it's done. And again, there's probably some science behind it, but they're just told things like, you need to find things in common with somebody. Because it's basically they break down how to have a conversation on a date basis. Like, don't only talk about yourself or something like that. But also, the aim. What's the aim here? The aim is to get the other person to talk and for you to have a conversation, not them talk and you listen, or you talk and they listen. Yeah. So they do all these things, and it's like you have to make sure you have things in common. So what are your hobbies? So this just becomes this whole weird scripted thing of like every day is. So what are some of your hobbies? And you go, hobbies are important. Probably, I don't know, but they probably are. But it just feels like this.
So you feel like there's a producer off camera being like, so now ask her this.
Yeah, or there is a relationship coach. Yeah. But again, you just go, maybe. I guess my resistance is it doesn't feel like that's the most productive thing to do, but it might be the simplest, most comprehensible thing to do. So fair enough. Yeah. But it does feel like, but then that has a knock-on effect, right? If you go, well, what if I only like one of their hobbies? It becomes more complex and weird, and it's just like it doesn't feel like it's necessarily to solve things or to get people in relationships. There are success stories in the show, but it does also kind of feel like it's more of just a documentary.
If you simplify someone down to just like 4 things, I like this and this, I don't like this and this. If someone has a problem with one of those things, it's like you dislike 25% of me. When actually it's much more complex than that.
Yeah, but again, they might just be simplifying it to make it more comprehensible. But it just seems. I'm all about simplifying things. That's why last days heat. But when I was going to hospital and trying to get doctors, I just wanted to put it behind me because it made things simpler. Yeah. I'm just all about okay, cool. Like I was looking at, the biggest thing that I wanted was just to not have to deal with this anymore because it's like, no, just put it behind me. I've decided now, move forward. And that's really the impulsive things. I'll flip a coin and be like, okay, my impulsiveness is gone now because it's tails. Yeah. All right, cool. I can move forward now. But I really like the idea of just being like, well, just cut through all the bullshit. What are your 2 things? No. And then just leave. Yeah. But again, those hobbies feel like they've been manipulated into them by people because they've been like, what are your hobbies? And some people might not know. So they're like, do you like animals? So there's people go, I like animals. Do you like animals? Yeah. And you're just like, I don't think this is... It just doesn't feel right, but... I think it's if you look at it as a documentary, as like this is that people do struggle with intimacy in this way. Fair enough, but I think it's presented like a reality show. Right, it's kind of a bit strange. Yeah, but yeah, I like the sound of Mongolian chicken. Nice, I can get on with you.
Did they say that? Or
I think it was like the cooking of Mongolian chicken, but Mongolian
specifically.
That's the thing. That's the thing that got me. It was like normal chicken, hate it. Yeah, Mongolian chicken. Now I can really get on board with that.
Yeah, there's something yellow in it, and yellow sounds amazing.
There's always there's other things like I hate the sound of nails down a chalkboard. You're like, when the fuck have you heard?
Yeah, it's a weird reference now. Because,
it's a stereotypical
It used to be a common thing, and I think people still say it, but they say it having no plane of reference. They just know that it's a bad sound.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had blackboards. But like,
even when I was at school,
circular.
And they were like made of rubber or something.
Yeah.
So when there was no sound.
Yeah, it's just a passed down trauma.
Yeah. To me, you said like it's like the sound of like shovels on concrete. I can feel that. I hate that sound.
Forks on plates, I guess.
Yeah. That squeal. Like I get that.
Yeah, but all happy for it. It just felt very. It just feels strange when it's just like. I just want to know that it's genuine that this person wants this.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just feels like they've been raised their whole life as like, I'd really like you to get a girlfriend someday.
Yeah.
Or I'd really like you to settle down or do this. And sometimes it just feels like they're going through the motions. But it could very well be the case. It's just hard to document that. Anyway, into some of the news.
We're not going to ask me how my week's been.
Well, no, I've seen that you've started giving your chilies away. I'm assuming things have gone bad.
There's only one plant.
This is like, well, we're down a chili flower.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, so how are you, Steve?
I'm alright. I'm
good.
Actually,
So let's move on to the news. Yeah.
I'm actually, and I've tried to hide it as best I can.
Okay.
I'm actually in immense amounts of pain.
Excellent. Brilliant.
Nothing like...
The 1 week I don't say, how are you, Steve? I really wanted to ask about the pain. Okay.
Nothing major. I had an impulse, talking about impulse control.
You stabbed yourself in the face.
No. I decided to join the gym again.
Oh, okay.
And like, what day is it?
Have you got the DOMs? Have you got the DOMs?
Yeah.
I hate that term.
Well, so I decided yesterday morning. No, Tuesday morning. Joined Tuesday afternoon and went for my first one like yesterday. And I was like, okay, like I don't want to end up like feeling fucking horrific. So just take it really easy.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. So like I was doing squats and I put 50 kilos on it. It was like 50 kilos, that's fine. I know I can do that. I know that's not going to kill me.
Is it on top of the bar or including the bar?
Including the bar.
Right.
Like there's nothing nothing major to that. Like that's fine. Like and I was in like my second set and both my hamstrings just went oh god. And like I was like halfway down, like I managed to get back up, and then as soon as I got back to the top, they both just cramped. It's like oh god.
Right.
So and that absolutely annihilated me. But I took a bit of weight off and to finish the sets off. So I still kind of like carried on, and it's fine.
That is the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like your muscles need more blood in them.
Yeah.
Gentler exercise for them is good.
Yeah, but I haven't done the. To be fair, like now I can't feel them at all. It's not them. It's my quads. It's always my quads. I don't know why. Give me grief. But yeah. So like it was just I had this weird thing where I was like I was at work and I was like all the guys that I watch, like the video guys and stuff. They all like do freelance stuff. They all work for themselves. They're all physically fit. Like they all have this thing in common. Like that can't be just a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, working on like the maths of this, I need to be prepared to be working 10 hours a day for the next 50 years, 30, 40 years. So 30, 40 years.
Right.
And I can't do that if I'm out of shape. I can't like get like 8 hours into a day and miss a shot or miss anything because I'm tired or worn out or yawning or like anything. Like I need to be kind of switched on. And it was like, well, you're investing all of this money into your gear, all of this time into the actual skill and all of that stuff, but it's pointless if you can't go.
Yeah.
Like, and so that I within like a couple of hours, I'd kind of completely realigned my philosophy and been like, well, one of the most important things you can invest in is yourself. And it's like X amount for a year at the gym. You always the one thing that you always put in the way of it is the money, but you'll spend 3 times that much on a new piece of gear or whatever.
Yeah, sure. And then just a small thing of like, if you go to the gym, then your body starts craving the right things.
Yeah.
Like, say, like if you go, I mean, obviously I'm somewhat of an exception to the rule, but if you work out properly, you're craving water at the end of it, and you might not feel as comfortable drinking anything else. You're like, no, I'm craving water right now. And that means you crave sleep at the right times. That means you crave the right type of foods. Yeah. So the way I rationalise, I never rationalise it as the money, but if you were, they could be like, well, say the gym's £40 a month. You're like, well, if going to the gym saves me spending 40 quid on the odd drink here and there, because I've just got water on me all the time, it's like, oh, it makes sense. Yeah. Definitely all about the investment in the body kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, it was quite good. Just in the last few days, just a complete kind of like realignment of my philosophies, because I knew I wanted to do it. I've always just put it off as like a back burner, like it'll be something I can invest time into once I've got a bit more cash or something like that, when it should have actually been like, no, this goes along with what you're doing. Like, your body is as much a tool as everything else you're using.
Well, it'd be interesting to, I mean, years ago, so it's kind of not really relevant, but you've expressed points of like, you'd kind of like to keep physical health as your own kind of thing. So like not to do joint stuff in any way. Remember a while ago you started kickboxing or something. Should I join? So, but I think what would be interesting if you were up for it now would be like, because the effect that we've had on the podcast of keeping each other responsible for it, you could be like, I wonder if there's an interesting, fun thing that we could do and aim for doing. I mean, like cycling always felt like a bit of a twat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I like cycling, and I've got a bike, and I do cycle, but just cycling like, let's cycle up Ben Nevis. It'd be like, fuck off. I don't know what it is about that. Combat sports, I'm all for, but maybe won't have the right effect. Maybe not have the let's keep this up kind of effect.
Yeah.
But maybe there's an interesting task or something. I mean, even something stupid, like a marathon you mentioned before, could be an interesting goal to have. Yeah. Something like that could be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm on the press. I'm in a similar precipice as you, where it's like, I need to get back into it. Did you have to book for your gym? Do you just go along and they've isolated the areas?
Right. So you have to book for the one I go to. Right. It's a disadvantage if you don't know what you're doing, like from week to week.
Yeah.
But the advantage is like I know I can go every time. I've got space. It's not going to be overcrowded. I know that's my time.
But you have to, because we mentioned before. I know you had to book about swimming and stuff, but we weren't sure if you had to book about.
Yeah. So the swimming for the chain of gyms that I use isn't open again until
a biathlon
start of September. Biathlon.
A biathlon.
What's that?
I can't remember, but we should do it.
Just shooting and skiing.
That is what it is. But or the triathlon, something stupid like that.
Yeah.
That, I mean, like we've done Tough Mudders. I can't remember how seriously you took your Tough Mudder. Although from memory, I think there was an injury in your team, so you just kind of chilled out for the second half or something. I basically walked mine. I jogged for like 7 minutes and was like, I can't jog.
You didn't do any training or anything?
Not at all.
No, so I got to the point where I could run...
It's fun and stuff.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I got to the point where I could run like 7 or 8 miles or something like that. I fucked if I can do that now. But
you'd be surprised. It's so you learn to run so quickly.
I could get it back.
And ridiculously quickly. Like within a couple of weeks, you'd probably be able to run that if you wanted to.
Right.
It's really. I still don't fully understand it, but I guess it's a thing of your body's like, we're running. I guess we're running for a reason. Let's invest everything into running.
Yeah. I mean, we were running for months and there was no reason for that, but now there's a reason.
It just feels like we have to now.
This is so out of nowhere.
Yeah, I accidentally ran the B5077 at uni, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
Took a wrong turn and
the crew to all stages. Yeah, that's a gnarly road, man. You shouldn't be running
really ridiculously. Yeah, I used to feel weird because we had a friend in a wheelchair who would drive it late at night.
On his wheel? In his wheelchair?
Yeah, siren on it. But I always drove past, I'd see him every now and then, like, Jesus, mate.
Yeah, don't do that.
But I accidentally ran it because I took a wrong turn and I was listening to the Terminator soundtrack and was like, well, I can run to this forever. Running's a really weird thing. But yeah, something stupid like a triathlon, something that's like this, it's so ridiculous. I think that could be a laugh.
We could find something to sponsor ourselves.
Yeah,
pulling teeth.
Do you know what I mean? Just for that goal of like, well, if we do that, then I think between the two of us, it'd be like, well, just at least once a week, we need to do something.
Yeah.
To work towards that, and even if we fail ridiculously, we'll film on a GoPro or something. Yeah. I'm Nick Snip. I'm in abdominal pain, and this is the triathlon.
How is the abdominal pain?
Still there. Still there. Yeah, still weird.
That's good.
Yeah, it's not too. I feel like it's starting to break and start to ease up a little bit. But I've noticed now it's more when I'm sat upright. If I'm driving, especially, I get the pain more. So it feels like I know this isn't right, but it feels like when I sit up, gravity drops my liver onto my kidney or something.
Okay.
It's like, that's that kind of weird, like, it just feels like maybe something's not aligned, maybe something's swollen or whatever. But it's still manageable with pills, so it's like, I'll just pill it up and then give it a week. But I got called today to, by my doctors to be like, you should get more bloods now. And they said, you should get it done tomorrow. And I said, you realise that's impossible right now?
Yeah.
Because you have to phone, just like you have to phone to book for a bench press, you have to phone to book for a blood test now.
Oh, right.
There's no walk-in blood test clinics at the moment. Unless you're in A&E. I'm not doing that again. No. So it's like, I book that in to get that done.
Have you ever had like a fall or anything like that?
No. That's the weird thing, is because I would understand because I was in the mood of getting back into weights, and I've got weights at home. So I was like, if I started doing weights and I got it, okay, fair enough. If I fell over, then if I ate something really bad, if I ate something really unhealthy, okay, maybe that would be it. What was the other one? There was another thing it could have been, but just out of the blue, just like, okay, that's what raised the alarms for.
I know someone had got it because they thought there was something like wrong internally, like with one of their organs or something like that, like it was fucking shutting down or whatever. But it turns out they'd had a fall like years ago, and there was a bone fragment, and it was just it just hit a nerve and sat there.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything. Obviously I was in motorcycle crashes, but those were over a decade ago.
It can be a while. This guy fell off a ladder. That's what caused his, and that was 15 years ago. Yeah,
and I was scanned, etc. That kind of stuff. There's nothing to worry about. It's just unfortunate, I guess.
Well, nothing shutting down. Like you're not turning yellow or anything.
No, and the thing is, a lot of these things could be described as a mental paranoia reaction, but it's nothing I've ever experienced before, but it's the only thing I can think of. Like when I first started having it, I started losing sensation in my hands and legs, and that's a diabetic thing. That's like, well, you need to sort that because your blood flow is weird.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it could just be you were panicking. It's like, well, I wasn't panicking, I was just it's this whole thing again of being accused of anxiety and be like, I understand your accusation, but I can't. How can I prove to you that I have no anxiety? I'm just. Everything's cool, man. It's fine. Yeah. It's really weird. But yeah. So just imagine. Oh, the other thing is like maybe trapped wind, but that moves around you, like goes in between you. Yeah, that's the other weird. And the thing is, the reason it's not in my head is because they did tests and there was blood in urine. There was the ketones in my blood. There was physical evidence that something weird's going on, so I can't rationalise it too much in my head. But it's just keep an eye on things until it goes away. But yeah, I'm still finding myself very motivated towards gym stuff. The only problem is, and the thing I always say is, with the first 4 weeks, say it's usually 2, but say 4 weeks, it's uncomfortable. Yeah. But after that, it's energizing. With it really flips over.
It's for me. It's become an advantage of the whole booking thing. It's like, well, I've booked, so I've committed to go on these dates. So and that's a slot that someone else can't use. So,
so why is tennis so funny? I was just like trying to think.
What?
I was trying to think of things like because obviously you could do things on our own. Once a week.
Tennis courts.
So I was like, well, one thing I was looking to get into before lockdown was more martial arts stuff. Jiu-jitsu, I did a little bit when I was a kid. Yeah. And I was like, if I was to do that, I think I'd really enjoy that. Obviously, pandemic's not really, you can't really do that.
No, that's always close quarters.
Yeah, so then I was like, what about tennis? And the idea of us playing tennis is just funny. But it's perfectly healthy. I like tennis. It's just funny to me. It's just like,
I've played since I was in high school.
Scream. I was quite good at it.
Yeah.
Not like great, but like I'd find myself. I just didn't. I'm not that competitive. So like, if I was playing with somebody, I'd rather just have an awesome long rally.
The thing is, I say I was terrible at it. I never practiced. I was never I never spent time after school playing or anything like that. There's a lot of things where I've been like, yeah, no, I'm fucking awful at that. Yeah, it's because you did it for an hour a week for a month.
Yeah. Basketball's the way forward.
Basketball was fun.
But we just haven't got a good basketball court.
Need a swish.
This is true. We've always said it.
We even just have a metal hoop.
We even invested a swish, and that got sold.
Did it?
Yeah, over like the years. Like I can't remember how long it lasted, but we went to our university tennis/basketball course and put nets on basketball.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think that could be a cool thing to look into anyway, and a fun thing to do. And I think if we were doing it as a company. Whatever, I think that could be interesting.
Whatever it is, definitely our very first live stream.
We're playing to just having a horrible time. Yeah, I think it'd be quite interesting to do. But yeah, so put it on the docket.
Yeah,
look at something like that. Cool.
Sorry. Carry on. Sorry, steered you off course.
The 1 week I don't say, "How are you, Steve?"
Something's actually happening.
Yeah, so I had some articles last week that I didn't go over because it was too hot and we were running out of time. Let's go over some of these first. The whole article's kind of strange, but I just like the way that it ends. A cigar shop clerk told Adam Zaborowski on Friday that he had to wear a mask in the shop. The 35-year-old angrily refused. Instead, he grabbed 2 stogies, stormed outside, pulled out a handgun and shot the clerk. Shot at the clerk. So maybe not. Okay. Can you wear a mask, please? No. Takes 2 cigars, walks out, gets
and
a
then
gun,
turns around
bang,
and shoots.
The next day,
I couldn't shoot him in the store. I wasn't wearing a mask.
Just being nice. I paid for the stogies with a bullet. Right? It's perfectly reasonable.
Silver bullet. I thought he was a werewolf. But
wanted to go.
very valuable.
Yeah, it was well worth it. The next day, cornered near his home, Zaborowski allegedly fired at police with an AK-47, sparking a wild shootout with at least 7 officers that ended with him shot multiple times and under arrest. Bang!
Not
bang, 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 bang. Alright, let's arrest him.
Christ.
Ridden with bullets.
How is he not dead?
I guess
you'd shoot to kill and shit like that.
With a fucking automatic rifle, you would expect so. But hey, maybe. I guess if you shot someone and they're bleeding out, you still have to handcuff them.
Yeah.
So I guess.
So there's no news on whether he died in custody.
I don't know. Well, I can't remember the article, to be fair. So we'll go through. Zaborowski's alleged crime spree started on Friday morning.
Alleged?
You shot him on an allegation?
I didn't know it was illegal to shoot a guy.
I just thought I'd fire at the police.
Yeah.
I was bored.
I haven't smoked for a while. I was a bit cranky.
Ran out of cigars by now.
Yeah.
His alleged crime spree started on Friday morning at Cigars International in Bethlehem Township. Bethlehem Township.
Okay.
Cigars International, where he adamantly argued that you didn't have to wear a mask, even after a clerk offered to serve him curbside. So the whole anti-maskers is all a weird one, but the important thing here is the clerk, the employee of the company said, you don't have to wear a mask outside, how about we go outside and do the transactions? He was being quite helpful.
Go outside.
Sounds a great idea.
Yeah.
Hope you can catch. Instead, Zaborowski pulled out a sheet of paper to point out a line in Pennsylvania state law that he insisted proved that he didn't have to wear a mask. A witness to the scene told WFMZ, in fact, Pennsylvania has had more than 113,000 cases of COVID-19 and more than 7,200 deaths. Made masks mandatory in most locations outside of the home starting July 1st. So we had like an old state law document and it was out of date. It was crazy, said Tom Gallagher, who was shopping at the store at the time. It's a mask. You know, the guy was obviously anti-mask. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Over to someone else. Just so much on the spot. Like, Tom, what do you think? Oh, well, it's because of a mask.
Yeah.
And, well, I guess he was anti-mask. Cut away, back.
All right, and now the weather.
Yeah, he's now charged with 22 counts, not Tom, the shooter, including attempted homicide, aggravated assault, and robbery. I think robbery because he took two cigars. Robbery, theft. He had a gun. I guess he can't be
It's not the most prudent kind of...
He's on $1 million bail. But I still don't fully understand bail. It's like, you can post bail, so you can give money to the government so they get out of prison.
Yeah.
If they behave well and attend their court sentence, I think you get that money back.
Yes, that's how it works.
It's a weird...
So, yeah...
A deposit on a friend.
Yeah, like, here's £1 million, they can now come out for this period of time. If they don't come back, we keep your £1 million.
Yeah, and it goes free.
Well, we find him anyway.
Yeah, we're going to get him later.
Yeah.
Just gives him time to escape and evade, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're kind of responsible for it. Like, do they still do this? Like, if you play darts or pool in a pub, you have to give them something. Like your ID or some money.
Right.
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
$1 million bond.
Because they're always worried about you stealing the darts or something. It's like, I'm not going to take your darts.
Killing someone with the darts.
It's just that you've got darts and I haven't. But you've got a dartboard as well.
Yeah.
And I haven't. So I'm not going to go buy darts.
Darts was a thing that I thought about secretly becoming great at.
I think...
Like, it's not telling anybody.
I think darts is a cool thing to be good at. If you can just whip it out of nowhere.
I think it depends on the context. Same as basketball. If you're watching a film, you start playing basketball. Fuck off. You know what I mean? If you sat around having a conversation and just chatting and drinking and playing darts, then fair enough. But yeah, it feels like there needs to be a time and a place for darts and basketball. Don't know. But yeah, I was secretly tempted to do it. I thought it'd be quite fun, and then never really got one. So secret's out. Yeah. In other news, last month... Oh, hang on. I need to get a little bit of prep for this. I think I've missed the thing. Oh, wow. That gets screwed. That explains. Okay. Anyway, last month, many people in the US reported receiving packages of strange seeds from China. Though advised not to, one man planted his, and they've grown into a huge, unstoppable fruit.
Wait, what?
So this guy... Loads of people in America are just receiving seeds from China. Right? The government is like... Don't give them to us and we'll incinerate them. Yeah.
Or like foreign fauna. You can't. Yeah. Like in Australia, you can't just take a plant to Australia. It's like it's
could cause
species.
Could cause massive problems.
Yeah.
But this one guy just decided to plant it and eureka! Unstoppable fruit.
What do they mean by unstoppable?
Well, it's unstoppable. I mean, it's now a sponsor. I can't find the horrendous noise. Maybe it's this one. Okay. Do this one. Let's see what. Oh, it's not plugged in.
Oh.
Came for the wrong source. Fair enough.
You could plug it in.
Yeah.
There's not even any spaces in this one.
That's the problem. I realised I pasted it in and I've looked at it. There was spaces, but we'll see how it goes.
Does it go wider? There you go. Alright.
Okay, so, ready to strut straight to the camera?
It's never going to happen. I've got to read.
3, 2.
Is your fruit stoppable? Are you tired of oranges not stopping... Are you tired of oranges not stopping your own hanging? Well, Unsolicited Seeds and Envelopes is here to help. Whether you're looking to grow an apricot to fight climate change, or a guava to stop Derek talking about his divorce, Unsolicited Seeds and Envelopes has you covered. Just make sure you open unsolicited packages from foreign countries and plant them in a well-lit, family-occupied area, and be prepared for the onslaught of unstoppable pears that will ripen their ways into your never-ending nightmares. Warning, may cause Halle Berry. Well,
Halle Berry's a fruit, unstoppable fruit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how she was devolved.
Jake Pear? Is there a Jake Pear?
I don't think so. Maybe there
I
is.
made that up.
Gary Blueberry, is there? The other one was Daryl Strawberry, but I thought that might not be the best reference.
Rick Banana.
Unstoppable. So yeah, they've declared these fruits to be unstoppable. The article goes on, despite ongoing worries about the packages and seeds, officials have said they believe that they're part of something known as a brushing scam. A statement on the White House Police Department's Facebook explained a brushing scam is an exploit by a vendor used to bolster product ratings and increase visibility online by shipping an inexpensive product to an unwitting receiver and then submitting positive reviews on the receiver's behalf under the guise of a verified owner.
Oh, so someone's trying
like
to get
eBay
Amazon
thing.
reviews for unstoppable fruit.
So, I mean, I don't understand why they need to actually deliver these things. But, I guess they buy something really inexpensive from themselves, ship it to an address, create an account with that address, and then leave a legitimate review.
Yeah. And you know, like, because there's tracking and all of that stuff, then it's verified that it was sent. Then that person is a verified customer.
Yeah, so lots of people are receiving these, and this guy just decided to plant them. And I think there's something weird. There's a weird feeling around opening someone else's post. I don't know why it is, but I've always had the feeling. I've had, for some reason, I've received packages for the same number as my address, but a different street. And like 3-4 times, and other people on my road have had the same thing. Where or around me, like my mate's wedding invitation got sent to someone else, and they just put it through my door.
Well, we still get stuff from the people that used to live here.
Yeah, and I get that as well. It's just paperwork.
For about 6 months, I used to write on the envelopes like "return to sender, no longer at this address," whatever you do, shove it back in the post box. And shit still keeps coming, like bank cards and stuff, so I just throw it away now.
Yeah, after a certain time, I think it's just
I don't care now.
Yeah.
Like I've done what I can.
But like a package that's rattling when you shake it, an envelope that's like filled, especially in America, like they had that whole.
If somebody sends something to your address,
arsenic,
and it's not for anybody that lives there, but it's sent to your address, are you allowed to open that?
I don't think so. I think you could probably argue that you can get away with it. Like, because I've received packages, like proper packages, and it's like, I could probably open this for a laugh, and hey, now I've got a vase or something. But like, no, this weird part of it's always been like, no, I'll just go to the address and leave it at the door and give it to them or whatever.
No, but like, I mean, if it's your, so if something came to our address, it's fully our address, but it's someone else's name on it. I don't know that person. I don't know where they live.
Well, coincidentally, yesterday I was due a Tesco, a brand name shopping food shop delivery that I got delivered to.
No sponsors.
10 years ago. Well, I got to accidentally delivered it to where I lived 10 years ago.
Oh.
So like, and I was like, hey, whatever, that's fine. Because, coincidentally, my house number at the moment is the same number as it was 10 years ago. And the way that their app thing worked, I obviously made an account with them 10 years ago. And they don't show the actual address, they show the nickname for the address, which is house. I was like, okay, it's delivering to the house.
Yeah.
And I do other stuff with the same brand, so it's like, and I get posts from that brand, so that I'm registered with that brand for this address, but it's not on that email or that service. So I was like, where the fuck is this food? And then I looked up, I was like, oh, it's like 200 miles away. And I was thinking, if someone received that, I'd be like, I wouldn't be against them if they were like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
And they just had a free food shop.
It's like if a takeout comes to your door.
Yeah. It's a weird one. I mean, I'd
confirm the number with them. And be like, number 8, yeah? Yeah, this is for number 8. Great. It doesn't matter if you're on the wrong street, this is number 8.
we are 8.
Yeah.
But then there's poison and stuff, isn't there? I need much more.
And that guy in wherever it was that was having pizzas delivered to his house for like years, 3 times a day.
And then it happened to his mate as well. There's something good.
This is torture.
But all hours of the night, I guess.
Yeah.
But it takes some balls, I think, to open up, especially a suspicious package from China. When I say from China, I mean just like from an
alternate. You got around to your bins.
Your Google data is out of date. I'm pissed off that I was talking about another brand, I think. But yeah, like especially something suspicious to open it, and then that's one step, and then to start growing it. I think you get to a certain point where you're just like, fuck off. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to plant this. I'm going to plant this letter.
Yeah.
See what grows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seems fair enough. In other news, So yeah, just be careful what you grow, because unstoppable fruit could be the consequence.
Maple is honeyback.
Yeah, just random unstoppable fruit. I think this means fast growing.
Yeah.
So-
I'd like to know what fruit.
Yeah. Someone on another podcast said they looked like orange seeds. It was an orange thing.
Unstoppable oranges. That's a tree, though. Trees aren't unstoppable.
Yeah, you can stop a tree. Bison can rub up against a tree.
Yeah.
We know this, even the shorter-legged ones.
So if you're up against unstoppable fruit,
Bison. That's why they're bringing them in. That's why they're domesticating them. In other news, a nudist bather who chased a wild boar near a Berlin lake after it stole his laptop was applauded.
Oh, well done. Well done. It's a good chasing you did right there. I mean, you didn't get it.
Yeah, well,
Pig's gone.
maybe he got it, after a successful pursuit. So yeah, I guess he did chase after it, he did succeed it. I think it does go into, actually, the wild boar, sightings of which have become increasingly common, I'm assuming because there's less people around.
Trying to break into the tech industry.
I want a job at Google.
Yeah. Oh, it's just an admin.
Yeah, nothing too strenuous.
Data entry.
From Monday to Friday.
I just want regularity in my life.
Yeah, I spent years as a scavenger, hours with murder. It's fucking horrible. The wild boar apparently saw a pizza being eaten by other bathers and thought, well, that must mean there's a pizza in this bag. I don't know how they got that account.
No.
But I guess they're going, that must be what happened.
And now over to the pig whisperer. I get pig.
I like pizzas and I hate naked nudists.
Yeah. This guy's vulnerable.
Yeah, it seized a yellow bag containing the man's laptop, probably believing it to contain food. Who?
Why?
Maybe it just wanted the bag. Maybe it caught it by accident. Who knows?
Like yellow. It's just.
Yeah. It was chased by the man into the undergrowth.
I think he thought it was a pig.
No, I thought it was meatballs. Who takes meatballs to a lake?
This is the news.
Yeah, yeah, and this is The Guardian, so it's like apparently one of these reputable ones. The boar's flight, it didn't fly, it was fleeing, so maybe, was slowed by a cardboard box. Just really slow-mo. Oh no, bang! Falling over. The man clapped his hands and hit the ground with a stick, prompting the boar to drop the laptop. Oh, so they were communicating with the boar through claps and snaps.
Yeah. I'm more scared of sticks than I want pizza.
I want metal,
Yeah.
not very chewable pizza.
Yeah. This is the worst looking, tasting, smelling pizza I've ever seen in my life.
This needs an upgrade.
Yeah.
Firmware update, please.
Yeah. Hello, Domino's.
Oh yeah, and then on to other stuff. I was going to make a segment about this, but I did forget. But we need one because we've always found them funny. German car maker Audi has apologised for an advert showing a little girl leaning on the front of a high-performance car eating a banana. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What?
Well, there was a little girl eating a banana in their advert.
Okay.
Like, that's ridiculously sexual, obviously.
Kids don't
So
eat
they had to
bananas.
no, not at all. And that's basically what it is that people
Right.
started complaining. And, well, I'll go into it. The advert promoting the Audi... You're promoting the thing that you're saying that shouldn't have been promoted by paedophiles on the screen.
Go and look at this thing.
Yeah.
It's so distasteful.
The
Maybe
Audi-
buy one.
Yeah, why not? Comes with a free kid and a banana. Audi has unstoppable banana. Audi RS4 Avant was posted on the company's official Twitter account and attracted criticism from social media users who described it as sexually suggestive, strange, and creepy.
Shut up.
Yeah, obviously they're trying to say
Why
that...
do you think that? Why do you think
Yeah.
a car manufacturer would put a sexually suggestive child
Yeah.
on their most expensive car?
It's just like... the world's a different place now. When we were young, I imagine we'd probably do the same things. Did you have this? Well, we had them in rumours, right? We had so one rumour I had when I was a kid was if you watch Terminator 2 with the premise that both robots sent into the past are massive paedophiles,
Right.
the film still works and has other levels.
Because they're hunting a child.
They're hunting this child.
Right.
So, like, the whole thing is quite funny, and there's loads of lines in it, like, get down! You know, all that stuff just makes, there's little jokes in that, and that's funny. And I think that was our equivalent. It was like, oh, if you look at it under this light, it's pretty funny, pretty weird, whatever. But now, that carries weight because you can get a certain amount of follows or likes or whatever it is, and so then you take it more seriously, and now you're trying to make a serious point.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just adverts are weird.
Yeah.
Aftershave adverts are some kind of psychedelic nightmare.
Yeah.
Car adverts aren't that far off.
Well,
Like, they're just very weird imagery.
Now it's in the desert. Now
And then
it's by the sea.
here's a waterfall,
Now it's in a mountain. Here's a girl with a banana.
kangaroo, you know, whatever it is, they're just using whatever imagery they can to try and get you to buy a car.
Well, I imagine it's probably not their top car. Maybe it's a family car. Child.
Yes, and that's my
Child
assumption.
banana.
Yeah, it's like you know, to have this imagery
Your
of
kids
your
can eat a
family.
banana next to this car, and it won't look out of place.
Yeah, and I think
Hang on a minute.
Wait a minute. He's gonna fuck that kid. What?
$5 a day?
Yeah. But it's presented in a way of like, yeah, you've got a family outing and they're having a snack. Is what it.
Yeah.
So but they've apologised. We sincerely apologise for this insensitive image and ensure that it will not be used in the future.
Stop apologising.
That's pretty much it, right? It's just stop it. You
Did
can't
you-
do it. It doesn't make sense.
You hear this
Fake.
this site that came out 2 weeks ago called Unwoke?
No.
Unwoke.hr. It's
a great website.
it's a hiring service for where everyone submits, all jobs are submitted anonymously, all people are submitted anonymously and everything like that. And it's for employees to hire people who are good at their job as opposed to have a political agenda. So their office isn't full of woke twats.
Yeah, there was a case of, I think the Daily Show tried that. Jon Stewart tried it at one point.
And
it turned out that
worked
he hired a bunch
perfectly.
of white guys.
Worked perfectly because he hired people on their merits.
Yeah.
Which is like a perfect example of like if you start hiring people based on the colour of their skin, like you're going to get worse workers, whether they're white or anything else.
Yeah.
Like you're not employing the best people. It's a stupid way to run your business.
Well, it's just it's a weird one because obviously I would argue that there's a benefit to having a range of culture within your society, whether it's a company or whatever, but not at the detriment of X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Not at the detriment of profit or whatever it is your main goal is. It's a really
you're
weird
a business. Like it's necessary to have a good scope, but not everywhere.
But especially with this example, you go the people who accused them of having sexualizing a child with a banana, you go, they must feel glorified or vindicated or successful when this company comes out and apologizes. But the company's, it's a bollocks apology. They're just doing it like, all right, that marketing campaign failed. Deborah and Jimmy, can you go outside and just say you're sorry? Are we fired? No, just say you're sorry. Because then that'll put it in the right context. We'll get more media coverage. It's not like they've been defeated or thwarted.
Yeah, no.
It's just you've looked at that child in a sexualized manner, and you're asking them to apologise for making you think that way.
You just need to start being more
So
passive
weird.
aggressive with it. Like, I'm sorry that you're upset.
Yeah.
And just leave it at that. Like, let people be fucking outraged. They'll burn out. Eventually, they won't bother complaining anymore.
Now, I mean, and just to
Unless you're actually
zoom in.
wrong.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
It could be a snuff film. It could be a porn film that they were making, and they accidentally let it loose. Whatever it is. But to put it into, I just read this sentence. So the image I saw was, like this young child is like in a raincoat or whatever, and is kind of leaning on the bonnet of the car, eating. That sounds weird, but she stood in front of the car as a point of making, eats a banana. Critics have also suggested the advert glorifies dangerous driving. And shows a child at risk of being run over.
Oh, shut up.
So, right, maybe I haven't seen the video.
Yeah.
But the image seems to be a child stood in front of a car that is stationary.
Yeah.
It's not. Like, I get you're grasping
Not
for
uncommon.
ideas.
Like, the kids walk down whole streets of stationary cars every day.
Yeah, and they're not seen in that light. It's just weird. It's GCSE students just trying to do stuff. That's what it feels like.
I have a problem with this.
Yeah, I want to join in. I want to get more social media points. However, other social media. I want a child. I'm suffering with lack of child. However, other social medias users said that they couldn't see what was offensive or provocative about the advert. I have to say that the problem lies in the minds of the people who see this ad as sexual, wrote one user.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, you can find...
What is wrong with you?
I think it's so obvious to me, because this is the only way that I succeeded in school, was like drama essays or English essays. English literature essays kind of thing, which is just put a new spin on a topic that wasn't intended. So, like, you helped me with a bullshit assignment for some university project that was like re-envision of Mice and Men. So I just played some Combi Christ, you stood in the back and screamed, and I just said some lines. The professor was like, "This is great." And I'm like, "I know that you think it's great. I just know it's bollocks, but hey, it's a new spin-on of Mice and Men."
No, I've got a degree.
Yeah. But that's all you'll do in drama, is like, someone would do a play, and you'd get really good points if you picked apart something very small that wasn't intentionally obvious. Like, I really like the fact that she was wearing white gloves, because white gloves gives the imagery of and if you do that, you get points. And that's all they're doing here, is like, oh, well, do you think this child is being sexually abused? Like, it's a weird thing to occupy your mind with. I was thinking about gloves. You went immediately sexual assault. So what they're doing is just trying to gain points. And the thing is, I'd understand it if there was a proper reward in it. Like, I'd need to be able to understand the logic, but these companies are doing fake press meetings. Call a press meeting, we're very sorry.
Yeah.
Any questions? Well, we're sorry. Again, goodbye.
Yeah.
It's not changing the world. If it was making change...
Just, if I point this out, this could be my hot take and I could go viral.
Exactly. It's what it is. And it's such a hollow...
Still,
not really a thing.
How has this been going on for so long? How are people pulling and doing the same bullshit?
Yeah.
After so many years.
My theory about that is there's new. I'm assuming it's a young person thing, because I can relate to that feeling. Or when I was young, just not really knowing what you think, and then exploring it and trying to find stuff and being angry at stuff that not really justified. And I just think every year there's a new row of people to go through the exact same thing, and now that it's all online, it's just documented more.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you have to kind of look at the institutions that they're being churned out of. Like, it's just, if they're all coming from the same places and they have the same attitudes, and over time, hopefully a good portion of them are like, hang on, but that's fucking stupid. Because I do it now.
Yeah, but it's just unfortunate when there's such stupid ideas sometimes. It's like, what? Like, this next article is in the same kind of vein. But it's funny for different reasons, but it's the same kind of idea. Tesco has been forced to apologise after a customer complained about a racist children's T-shirt. So, whatever you're thinking, it's not that.
Yeah.
Like, I really couldn't imagine this. Kate Wells was shopping at a store in Dover on Friday when she spotted the item in the clothing aisle. The T-shirt shows the picture of the mermaid from the popular children's book That's Not My Mermaid. So
how popular is this book?
Apparently it's very popular.
Very popular.
Popular enough for merchandise.
Yeah.
So the show's called That's Not My Mermaid, right? And it's an African-American mermaid. So the shirt is of an African-American mermaid with a slogan, "It's not my mermaid."
Like, not my president.
Name of the show. The name of the show. And unfortunately,
That's Not My Mermaid.
I've never seen the show.
No.
But like, I guess I can't comprehend what it is. I guess it's like a quirky, not socially normal type person happens to be a mermaid.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, what I think her catchphrase, or the catchphrase of the show, or one of the lines of the show is, "Her hair's too fluffy." So, if you look at it through a racist lens...
Series?
I guess so. Like My Little Pony, Not My Mermaid. That's not my mermaid. What? Oh, God.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Too fluffy. Her hair is too fluffy. Good night, kids. Sleep tight.
Get off that car.
Yeah, stop peeing that banana. So I guess if you don't know the show, you could interpret that as like if I saw that, that would make me laugh. I'd be like, that's really weird. I've got no reference points. That's not my mermaid. It's a weird thing for a kid to sport.
Yeah.
So I can understand raising a question, but when you find out that's the name of the show, just that makes sense, right? I guess. Yeah. Speaking to Kent Live about the controversial piece of clothing, Miss Wells said, we were walking down the main middle aisle and we saw the set from a distance. I got excited because diversity in clothing is really rare. I read the text on the shirt and I was shocked. It's not something any child should read on a shirt, and it perpetuates a stereotype. It's racism.
Yeah.
It's a mermaid. But yeah, maybe that's not my... I guess I'm assuming she's saying that that's not my mermaid means that they don't want mermaids to be African American.
Okay.
I'm assuming, right? It has to be a white mermaid or an Asian mermaid or something else.
Right.
I'm assuming a white mermaid. Miss Wells added that it's vital for all children to see themselves on clothes.
What? What is this? What on earth is this world?
It's vital. If you grow up and you don't see yourself on a shirt, you're fucked. Just
every
your demographic
twat in the world just walking around with their own face on their t-shirt.
I guess it's race is very important, is what these people are saying.
To you.
Yeah, it's the only thing they're saying is that race needs to be segregated. It's just like so fucking absurd.
They're obsessed with separating everybody. It's so bizarre. We had like TV crews in town this week or something like that because people have been kicking off on Facebook of all fucking things about whether this town's racist or not. And the main thing.
Let's investigate.
So there's two Facebook groups about our town. There's a real one and there's a sarcastic one. The sarcastic one is full of jokes, like sarcastic people. So there was a BLM protest or something in front of the library. Like nothing crazy, like 10, 15 people going out, making a day of it. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. Whatever you want to do. You just stand there and bitch about social distancing and then go and do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Your prerogative. And you're all white. I don't get it. But
okay.
Well, what's the word? Virtue signaling. There you go.
Right.
But maybe you're not. Maybe you've got good intentions. High school kids mostly. So whatever. So there was on the other group. They posted, there's a BLM protest today, and someone else commented, great. Looks like the weather's turning though. I'll bring my raincoat, and posted a picture of a Klan member. Right?
Okay, that's good.
To me,
that's good. That's good.
That's funny.
Quite clearly.
And then in the other group, one of the protesty people quoted this and took a screen cap of it and went, tell me again how there isn't racism in this town. Oh god. And it just circles round and round, and now we've got the news, in the town square, and it's not a big town.
Yeah.
It's just the same fucking horseshit of people like, I'm right. No, I'm right. No, I'm right. Well, I think it's hilarious. You're wrong.
It's not hilarious. Okay, fair enough. But again, it must just be overwhelmed with hormones, emotions, anger.
Yeah.
It's just there needs to be a way to filter it. Is what I guess is the answer, because I don't think you can stop it, and I don't think necessarily you should stop people feeling these things and expressing these things. As in, it's not a case of trying to get people to calm down all the time. You'd be like, you need to know that you're not important. I'm very sorry, but right now it's like you're working something out.
The whole point of it all is I don't want to stop anyone feeling a certain way, I don't want to stop anyone expressing themselves in a certain way. What I want to stop is them telling other people that they're not allowed to oppose them. Because everybody has to be allowed to do what you're doing.
Yeah, the preachiness side of it.
Yeah.
But then I think, again, it's a phase that I
believe in
think
it or not.
Everyone has to go through the logical idea of, I believe this to be true. This is true, right? No, it is true. No, it's not. But there's a whole process of, it's true to me, but it's not true to you.
I'm allowed to speak my mind because I'm right. And you're wrong, so you're not allowed to speak your mind. Look, you understand how that's going to come back and bite you on the arse.
Yeah, I just think it's like, it feels like, I might be wrong, it just feels like such a youth thing. And it's like, it's good for you to be expressing this and doing this, and you need to have the real consequences of adulthood to be like, so you can learn.
100%.
But it's just a whole thing of like, how do you, it's subjecting the rest of the world to you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of the feel of like,
you are insufferable.
Yeah, but then there's that whole thing of
go get them.
Online.
Get out of the house.
So that whole argument against online trolling is that if you were doing it in person, you wouldn't act that way.
Yeah.
So there's an important lesson to be learned by being insufferable in public with people. But you need to accept that you will be checked. Society will balance things out, and you may not be happy with the result.
I think it is something that's sort of. The more I go through it, the more I think it is something that's sort of fed or at least nurtured in uni and college and stuff. And I don't know where it comes from. I can't say for certain, like, oh, it's the staff, it's the whatever it is. There's something at the minute about that environment that causes it. Like, because when I was there, I was not unwittingly, but pro-censorship, because I had that same thing, like, well, no, these people shouldn't be allowed to talk because they're wrong.
Right.
I was very much of the, oh, he's a Nazi, is he? Yeah, he's a Nazi. All right, he's a Nazi, and just kind of like go along and like not investigate. And as I've gotten older, it's been like, well, aren't these institutions there to investigate?
Yeah,
like isn't that like the whole point is to feel unsafe and not physically but to be challenged.
Yeah.
Not the whole deplatforming thing. I would have been well up for that when I was at uni. I imagine if to keep people away from me that I didn't want to listen to or didn't agree with.
And has the same kind of effect of like, you're not winning if you deplatform him. He's been paid to come here. He'll still be paid to be here.
Yeah.
Now he doesn't have to perform, and he's going to get more attention online.
Yeah.
So you haven't won anything.
No.
You've just yelled and somebody's heard you.
Yeah.
That's all that you've won.
Like, challenge him.
Feel that that's a thing.
Him. Them.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do, if you think someone's wrong, is prove it.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, it's just thinking out a little bit, thinking through it a little bit more. If you take the statue being removed, I have no idea what's going on with that, but the fact that it was removed by force implies to me that it will be replaced. You just go like, well, if you just, that's the youthful way of like, I'm just gonna take it, and then it's done, it's dealt with. And you go like, no, it's the time's going to carry forward, and it's just all your things are going to be undone.
Yeah.
If you do it the bad way, so just like if you want a permanent change, then that's a more intellectually thought out process. If you want a short-term change, then it feels like an emotional thing. Again, still work through it, but don't think that you're doing something larger than yourself if you're just exploding emotionally. It's good to explode emotionally, but just don't put it under I'm the Messiah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, well, I mean, it's not my mermaid.
It's not.
Yeah, but just to continue that sentence, all children deserve to see themselves in children's clothing, books and toys, so that they know they're valued and celebrated. It depends what the toy is. A lot of people had problems with loads of toys over the past for how they represented people. And just, who cares? I mean, the only thing you could say there is if you grow up with a negative view on your body, or your type, or how you look, you'll grow up with issues. But I grew up with that. I mean, maybe not to the same extremes, but I was raised to look like a rapist. You know, like, all my hobbies included me pretending to be a rapist because I looked like a rapist.
Right.
And I grew up with the idea that, well, if someone sees me walking down the street, they're going to cross the road.
Yeah.
And you know what? They should. Not because I'm dangerous, but because people who look like me are dangerous.
It makes perfect sense for them to assume that I'm dangerous.
And it's obviously not the same because it's there's a lot more logic towards my prejudgment, people prejudging me when I'm walking down. There's a lot more, makes more logical sense. It's not just like, oh, all people with beards.
Yeah.
But you can either add more and more importance to the clothing, or you can make it less and less important. And it's just, my mind just goes, who cares what clothes you wear? Just care about the person inside. And you go, that seems to be the Disney make sense political campaign of all these sensitive people. But then they're saying, no, actually clothes are really important and you have to have racial clothes. It's like, you're putting more pressure. What do you want?
Yeah.
It is not acceptable, and I would like them to remove this T-shirt from sale in all their stores. And again, all you're doing is removing money from a show that promotes the kind of things that you want.
Yeah.
It's a multicultural mermaid kids show. All you're doing is defunding them.
Yeah.
Just
defund the mermaid.
And in other things, and again, I think this puts the nail in the coffin. In 2017, Primark removed a Walking Dead T-shirt from its shops after customers complained about the emblazoned phrase "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo," which was written on it. This was a shirt with "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo," had a baseball bat with blood on it. It was a reference to the show.
Yeah.
I don't think I watched Walking Dead that far, but I imagine he chose somebody to kill, and they killed him.
Okay.
They removed it. So why do you think there's a baseball bat covered in blood, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo" written on it? Is that a violent T-shirt? Could be. Adults wear T-shirts too.
Is it because the original rhyme had a racial slur in it? Yeah.
That came out of left field for me so much. Because I never grew up with the original version of "Eeny, meeny, mo" who's the top kid, Jeremy Clarkson, was famous for spouting on the BBC. And I've never heard that version before. Apparently they're like, oh, "Eeny, meeny, miny, mo" is actually racial. It's actually racist. So what, stop the tiger by the toe?
Yeah.
Racist. Whatever it is, then you go. They've removed it. They want that removed. They removed it because of that. It's like, it's not because of the bat covered in blood. No. It's because of the nursery rhyme that isn't in usual society upbringing anymore.
And the one that we're not teaching our kids.
Yeah, yeah. And there's the quote. The quote. Speaking to the Sheffield Star, shopper Ian Lucraft. Ugh. I'm sorry, mate, but you've got a flat name. Ian Lucraft said, "I can only assume that no one in the process of ordering it knew what they were doing or were aware of its subliminal messages. The slogan is 'Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.' It stops there, but of course we all know what the original said," and then he says what it said. Mate,
Goodness sake.
what are you trying to fix? I don't understand. I just don't get it. But hey, fair enough, maybe. Who knows? But anyway, that does bring us on to our second sponsor of the week, which, without
Make
any...
me say the rhyme.
Without any... Just
Particularly
class
not after ending the last one may cause Halle Berry.
Yeah. No, there's absolutely no spaces in this.
God.
We can take a moment to fix it, to be fair. I'm happy with that. It shouldn't actually take too long. Let me... Because it is quite wordy. Dun, 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 dun.
First yawn.
Yeah, doing well today, especially with the
Heat.
With the heat. It's a bit more spaced up, so it should be a bit better.
Okay.
So, all ready?
Yeah, I think so.
We are 3, 2...
Are you tired of apology culture? Apologies can be hollow and full of bees. Here at Apology Flamethrowers Incorporated, we put the flamethrower back into awkward family events and press meetings. If someone is serious enough to apologise, they're serious enough to handle volatile liquid fire in a crowded room. And people will be more attentive while the napalm evaporates the stresses of the outside world from the conversation. Apology Flamethrowers Incorporated takes no legal responsibility for scorched victims screaming in agony, but will retweet all captured footage of fire apologies and has set up a supportive charity, Bury Them in Ice, to maintain the carbon footprint. If you're feeling especially remorseful, why not try our brand new Apology Aircraft? For that extra meaningful beg pardon, for the one that keeps trying to get away.
Hit the plane.
What? For that extra meaningful beg pardon for the one that keeps trying to get away.
Yeah.
Stop pressuring people to apologise, because those people now have flamethrowers.
I just think if every apology came with a flamethrower, I think it would just be more
Are you
interesting.
sure you're sorry?
And is the person you want me to apologise?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Then.
All right.
And they don't have to use it, but they've got it.
Yeah.
Keep on trying to apologise to someone who's avoiding you. Just fly a plane instead.
I'm going to apologise. And if I don't mean it, this is going to go off.
Yeah, or just...
Do you still want me to apologise?
It just takes something that's obvious. This not being taken seriously anymore, these fake apologies. They're just nonsense. What is it? The owner of the Clippers came out and said something years ago, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, whatever. Oh, you change ownership, someone's going to resign. Yeah. And just the machine keeps going. Yeah. It's just, you're just not impacting the machine. And if the machine had flamethrowers... Yeah. I just think you would demand less apologies.
Wasn't his thing like he was captured on? There was audio, like privately recorded audio of him telling his daughter that he didn't want her to date a black guy, or
telling his wife.
His wife. Yeah. Right. So that was
Bill Burr did a whole thing. About, you can have sex with them, but please just don't post it on Instagram.
Oh right.
So he's an old guy with a young trophy wife, I'm assuming. Yeah. And she's still dating other people. He just didn't want it on Instagram. And whatever it is, but all these, it just seems
sure
like
there's like some racially motivated stuff in there, but that also seems like please don't post about your affairs publicly.
it's more complicated.
I'm a billionaire. That's somewhat humiliating.
I'm giving you billions. And you're doing this. It seems harsh. Even if it is racial, you go like, well, just
like
if he apologises,
like
it might not mean anything.
It's like he's 80.
Yeah.
What are you trying to change at this point? He's 80.
Put it on the flip side, because that excuse is kind of regular once you get past a certain point. But you go, I'm getting to an age now where I'm like, he's 80. He's been good for 80 years. Yeah. You can't. All of the 80 years is forgotten now. Yeah. I'm sure lots of people are filled with bad things.
How many, like, you're saying he said these things in private and everything like that. During that time, how many has he publicly, like, denounced? How many black people has he lynched? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how much harm has he actually done? Yeah. As opposed to these things that he said in private or whatever. And what harm has that done?
Well, it's just the whole once you've done something wrong.
It's not forgiving an attitude, but it's like weighing up what has actually been done wrong, what harm has actually been caused.
Well, I saw
physical harm.
I saw a similar article of the same kind of vein that was aimed at Dave Chappelle. And Dave Chappelle, the thing that made this interesting is I think people forget how much hatred Dave Chappelle received. Because he jokes about things, and he jokes about things that are politically sensitive.
Because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and it's done really well.
The LGBT
done lots of stuff like that. Yeah. Lots of stuff, racial stuff, lots of just on the nose kind of things, but he does it really well. He's done it professionally. So he's received loads of shit, but this article was having a go at Dave Chappelle for allowing Louis C.K. to do a guest spot on a recent show. And the article was like, Louis C.K. doesn't get to come back. Yeah, meanwhile, he came back a while ago. Yeah. He's released a special. Yeah. He's come back. It's the same. Yeah. It's that same thing of like people were going like, "Oh my god, have you seen this Louis C.K. bit? Like it's crazy." You're like, "No, nothing's changed with Louis C.K. The sense of humour's been exactly the same. Yeah. He's been joking about crazy shit so much that it all makes sense. It's not outrageous. You've just never seen Louis C.K. before.
You didn't care until he said something or did something or whatever that you didn't like, and now you don't like him. You wouldn't have liked him before.
Yeah. So it's just wanting to have a go, and it's just like, they were having a go at Dave Chappelle for doing this, for allowing Louis C.K. on. You go, well, already it's been established that you hate Dave Chappelle, but you can't hate Dave Chappelle because of his ethnicity, and you can't hate that ethnicity for whatever reason. It's all this complex thing. It's like you just hate those comedians.
It's that really childish attitude of everything I don't like doesn't get to exist.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that's something that immediately your parents corrected when you were a child.
Or should have done, or at least even just through life you should have learnt that you have to make compromises, you have to share things, you have to sometimes do things that you don't want to do because somebody else wants to do it. It's a whole life lesson through school, friends, activities.
Now that we're older, I don't like it, so it shouldn't be here.
But it was just interesting because it was a veiled attack at Dave Chappelle when it was actually trying to attack Louis C.K. and it was like, on all counts, this doesn't make sense, but I get that you're just angry. You're just trying to be stupid. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's stupid and wrong, but hey, if this is what you want to do and you hate this, that's not my mermaid. Okay, fair enough. You don't like that Walking Dead t-shirt? Then no. I do have another long, not particularly funny article, but that can be stayed for another time, I think.
Okay.
So that's me this week.
All right. Again, I think I'm going to cut my stuff in half.
Yeah.
Because we are
Hot.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, so just a few headlines.
Okay.
As long as they're there. Yeah, there you go. Calls are growing for an international ban on the creation of killer robots.
Oh, is this because of Japan or Korea?
No, nothing in particular.
You know about the giant skyscraper-sized robot they built?
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Was it a gun?
It wasn't
a Gundam?
detailed in the article.
A Gundam.
Oh, a Gundam Wing. That's it's like an anime character.
Yeah,
isn't it?
real now.
Oh, sick.
Built one.
Amazing.
So I think now they're like, can we not? Can we please not do this? I haven't seen the anime. This is extreme.
This is a terrible idea.
Are they going to give Charlie Hunnam more acting work? Because I don't want. I like Charlie Hunnam.
Wait, who's that?
Pacific Rim, Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, I've
He was in Pacific Rim. I never saw it.
Pacific Rim.
No, but I think that's kind of Gundam-esque, isn't it? It's building giant robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mary Wareham of Human Rights Watch and the Campaign to Stop Killer Robots.
What was it, Mary?
Yeah.
This is Mary. She likes human rights watches and stopping killer robots. She hates killer robots.
You said urgent action was needed as technology such as artificial intelligence continues to be developed. Stated, while the pandemic has delayed diplomacy, it shows the importance of being prepared and responding with urgency to existential threats to humanity, such as killer robots.
What classifies a killer robot?
So the thing that they're campaigning against is any knife crime from killer robots.
Yeah.
Is robots like robots for warfare that may act without human intervention.
So like automated.
So there aren't people deciding that who they can kill or what if they should kill or anything like that. You just drop them in the battlefield and go nuts.
So, for example, you can have a smart home where you can turn the temperature up in your house.
Yeah.
You don't want it to just turn it up for no reason. It has to be turned up by a person. Like, I can kind of see where you might make sense.
Is a killer robot.
Yeah. Potentially.
Yeah.
I can cook someone to.
But you can decide what temperature it goes up to. You decide when it comes on and when it doesn't, or anything like that.
Yeah, but again, you can still have it. It's still reasonable, right? You got within certain parameters. Please keep the house at a certain temperature.
Yeah.
The thermostat monitors it. Put more heat, less heat.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a human making those decisions.
The two countries that have flat out said we're not signing that.
Okay,
Russia,
America.
America. Yeah.
The two mass-producing killer robot countries have said no.
Yeah. So back to square one, Mary.
You have to get Russia, at least Russia on board.
Yeah.
At least, if you got Russia on board and it was just America saying no, the world would unite.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting a bit tired of America, I think, with the...
I don't know, I think it's China at the minute.
There's a little bit of that, but I think there was a whole... I mean, I haven't looked at the numbers for the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I think America's won the World Series. I think they're pretty, they took over and they've gone to spread like crazy.
Wow.
How much of a conspiracy that may be and how old that data might be.
I'm still like, I don't believe the death count. In that, I believe that many people have died. I don't believe they've died...
Misappropriated.
I don't believe they've died with coronavirus. And there's been, like, tons of people that have come out and been like, yeah, no, it's...
I didn't die because of coronavirus.
Not people didn't die, but it wasn't caused by that. Like, I could get hit by a car while I've got the common cold. I didn't die from having a cold.
Yeah, there could obviously be fluff padding the numbers for whatever reason.
The way things work over there is you get more funding if you declare a death as COVID related.
Yeah.
So if we know the numbers are already fucked, how do you then figure out what's real and what isn't at this point? By the time we're saying, well, there's been 100,000 deaths in the country. Like in America, like how the fuck do you wade through that when you know that there's a high percentage chance that most of it is bullshit? Like, how do you figure it out? You should still be trying to stop the disease, but it certainly makes you take the death toll a hell of a lot less seriously.
Well, it's how how seriously you should take the disease is dependent on the death toll.
Yeah,
the death toll is just unreliable.
So,
and you go like, we'll just kind of try and fix it.
Yeah. Like, what do you do?
But I think as well, just like I think it's like November is American politics thing, isn't it? And it's like I couldn't care less.
Yeah,
I couldn't care even less about this because it's even more ridiculous. Of like, I think this Joe Biden is basically a derelict carcass of a person.
Yes,
who's just like got so many medical issues and he's deaf, and it's just like exactly.
Yeah.
You just go, my belief is that all politics is nonsense.
Yeah.
Everyone's telling me it's really serious, and then they're telling me they're going to vote for this deaf, ridiculous, stupid guy. And you go, oh, it's the better of two evils. You go,
is it though?
That doesn't make sense.
No.
You just go, no, it's all nonsense. You should just try and completely ignore this whole thing. No, we've got to take it seriously, and I'm going for the guy who can't remember things. Okay, fine. I don't believe he's got any power anyway. But go for it if that's what makes you feel better. I don't understand why the current age of the presidential candidate needs to be over 170 or whatever it is.
No.
It's like, you're so old, you don't work. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't lead the nation.
I just need to change the battery in that.
Okay.
Not bees.
I reckon apology flamethrowers could be used during the apology to like make the point. Like I'm really sorry. Fine,
yeah. If you want to get dramatic about it.
Yeah, and that would be kind of fine because it doesn't take any legal responsibility for the scorches. So like, they'll just retweet your video. So if you kill loads of people during your apology, you must be really sorry.
Oh.
The fuck was that?
What's happened?
What the fuck?
Is that all power?
As in, my laptop turned off, those remote powers seem to have gone quiet. No, that's still recording.
They're still going.
Yeah, I guess it's
total darkness.
I'm sitting in the back.
Right, well, this is pointless. Close the door if you want. So that's...
So yeah, for listeners, we just had a power cut.
Yeah.
While your fuse box switched off or whatever.
So it started raining. Okay, but I just got a message. It started raining.
It was raining. You got messaged from the rain?
No, from Vix.
Okay.
From the downstairs world.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it started raining and I left the extension cord outside.
This is the second time you've been hung up by the sky.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Is it?
I was at a festival once watching Bill Bailey.
Mm.
And I was like, Bill Bailey. And I played it, and then a raindrop landed on the hang up button. And I was like, oh. The rain just hung up on it.
I can't remember that, but it does sound...
It was years and years and years
Yeah.
ago. But yeah.
So, apologies for the audio for this episode.
Yeah, because the power cut that we were recording straight to computer.
Yeah.
And it didn't auto-save at all. So,
No. Oh.
yeah, it will be weird audio this
And
week.
it's too hot, we can't do it again.
Oh yeah,
Not
no, definitely can't do it again. mean, last week I think there was some key articles that I really found funny, but the camera cut out.
Yeah.
And after a while, it was like 20 minutes. And I made something work with it. And I've kept it for later.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe we could re-record those. And I was like, no, it doesn't feel right.
No.
It just doesn't feel just doesn't feel like it'd be as good. So yeah, just weird audio this week, I think.
Yeah.
Time of death. How did you phrase it last week? You phrased it like another anticlimactic ending. I'm dying. I need to go. Yeah, it's very hot. So I still think we need to figure. We're trying to figure out something at the moment, but like, yeah. I even looked into like quiet fans, contrite with a fan. It's a good thing we didn't have the fan on because the fan's pointing directly at the camera microphone at the moment.
Yeah,
we were like, we can do the fan, but it won't hit these.
Yeah. Like an hour and a half. Not sure. Not sure about this.
Yeah. So yeah, another classic scrape of an episode.
Oh, that's a shame. That was going quite well as well.
Yeah, surprisingly well.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, even the intro was like, oh, the heat is making me fuck all this up. And then, yeah. But who knows? Maybe it'll be, sometimes it gets saved in weird places. I had that with the edit yesterday.
Yeah.
Of like, I did all this work and then it crashed. And I was like, oh, it's all gone. But Premiere Pro works, it saves it in like a specific folder. So I have to get it back. So maybe there's something like that. But yeah, it's an interesting week anyway. I mean, you had more articles, but
I'm not wasting them.
You've been rejected by the sky.
Yeah.
And the nature of electricity. So it's kind of the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should probably still, probably do an outro then, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm at Nick Snip.
I'm at Sing It Steve.
Yeah, we're at Pulling Teeth Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and we're Pulling Teeth Podcast on Facebook.
Yeah. You can email us at wisdom@pullingteethpodcast.com. You can find everything that we do everywhere at pullingteethpodcast.com, where there is also the Amazon banner. If you're buying anything, if you don't have to, but if you are, just go to our website, click the banner, and then buy shit, and we get a kickback from it.
Free way
anymore
to support us.
Yeah,
if you want to. I just out of interest, if because we're terrible at social media anyway. I'm kind of. I wouldn't mind if we just used Facebook and Instagram, to be honest.
Yeah. Like
primarily to upload videos and libraries. Because if you wanted to see our videos on Twitter, you'd have to go through each individual tweet. It just feels weird. Still update it and still be able to contact us on it.
Plus, I hate Twitter. And everyone on it. If you're on it, I hate you.
Hates you. So yeah, warm, dark, extension recorded week.
Good lord.
Yeah. Hopefully the heat will subside. I think that's the biggest thing. And then just don't leave your electrics outside.
Yeah.
It'll work out. It'll be alright.
Yeah.
So yeah, fun times.
Great. See you next week.